Hey, what's up, everybody? We're just going to get right into it. So let's go. Okay, let's talk growth. I have never been a very good builder, but I set out to really test myself this time. It's nothing special, but it is a pretty huge improvement compared to what I thought myself capable of. Above everything else, Minecraft is a game of imagination, and I have struggled with mine for a while. I felt too grounded in a way. This build let me experience being both grounded and enveloped in a sense of whimsy. I have even started to dabble in short story writing again, coming up with backstories for all the characters I wanted to add to this ever evolving build. For now, I am just happy with how this starter base came out, and I'm proud of myself for really diving into it. My plan now to attack every project with the same amount of enthusiasm and patience that I gave this one. Every project doesn't need to be a sprint. Sometimes taking a moment to breathe and savor the creative process rather than blowing past it feels better than that momentary sense of accomplishment you get from finishing. I used to think that you needed to finish something and move on to the next thing. Now, I feel like the best bases are the ones that are never really finished. So the Weary Wanderer was the first place I had in mind to build. I wanted a base that felt purposeful but also very welcoming. And I couldn't think of a better way to do that than with things like food and merriment. I've always been a huge fan, like a huge fantasy fan. And in every good adventure, there's always a tavern where people rest, where they eat, where they get to share their stories with other people. So that's what I wanted to build. And I'm really proud of this place. In here, we have our two villagers. And because we zombie cured them, we get, the nice trades. We're like all the way down here. Whoa, one more. We get the good golden carrot trade. But what we're also doing is providing free food. All of this food in here is free because, people need food. And here on our sign, it says, "Welcome to the Weary Wanderer, where food is free and friends are many. Take a load off and relax a bit before continuing on your epic journey." The next idea I had was the Adventurers Guild. Now, this will be my last Craftiverse video, so I won't get to fully fledge out my vision for this, but I wanted to build it regardless. I am actually very attached to this idea, so it will be making an appearance in the future. I can promise you that. But to kind of explain it, so you would read this book, which would provide instructions and a little bit of story and lore, and then you would sign your name in it. Once you did that, you had signed up for the Adventurers Guild. And then you would come here and you would take a quest. It's hard to read those because I didn't have any glow sacks, but you have like urgent quests. We also have intermediate quests. Then we have some common quests. And then we have basic quests. And you would come here and the level of difficulty would get higher. And the higher it got, the more payment you would get from the quest. So for instance, let's pick up this real quick, like as an example. So the warden has run amok and needs to be stopped. The people of the Dwarven Road will pay you handsomely for his head, because we have mob heads on this. This quest plays 1 diamond block. Okay, now we have the support stuff. This is the stuff that makes a base a home, right? We have stables for my horse and for any friends he may have ended up having. We also have our starter storage area for all our resources. But even in this area that's meant to be functional, we can still story build. So the pots and the barrels and the hay bales are stored here because there's room for all the overflow inside the stables. This is like a little storage area for the rest of the community here, right? And then next to the storage area, we have a craftsman's workstation with tools hung about and laying on the table as if they've just been used. And then we have the bedroom. And this is my favorite part of the story as well as the most personal. Um, this is where we'll find something very simple and very sparse. The person who sleeps here was never worried about themselves and the things that they had, right? They put everything they had into the tavern and the running of the guild. That left them with little time to acquire shiny things and comforts, beyond a bed and maybe some books to read. Although this is probably the simplest and very most least built out area of this base, this is undoubtedly my favorite spot. Well, I wanted to thank you very much for indulging me. I have had a lot of fun building this base and building a story that I was happy with. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I can't wait to share more things like this with you in the future, in the very near future. As always, much love, and make sure to stay you. See ya.